Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the trading table. This is Andrew. Joined with me is Landon, and today we're going to be going over some of the biggest movers in the market, some plays to watch, and more. Looking at our heat map here, we could see relatively neutral day. If we take away those companies that were neutral, we got just an even amount of green and red, maybe a little bit more red here and there, but nevertheless, SPY had quite a day today. So just jumping over to SPY's chart real quick, we can see that, SPY kind of bottomed out here at 531.27, and that's one of the supports I've been telling you guys about for the past few days. So as you can see in the pre-market, it had a nice bounce, shot all the way to a new all-time high of around 536.90, and then subsequently after that, it just kind of tumbled down to this 533.51 level, and now it's just sitting there in the aftermarket. So SPY has just been firing recently, which is good for our long-term portfolios and good for us as investors, right? It's good to be bullish in this market, as clearly, if we go to the 1 month chart here, we can see that we are definitely on a bullish uptrend, right? Let me just take away all the lines so you guys can see that real quick. And we're definitely on an uptrend here, which is good. You know what I mean? Just, stay bullish. But I just wanted to head over to GLD real quick, right? This was one of our big money plays. And as you could see, we did have calls, right? But in our Discord, we did call out that we exited, right? We did exit a little bit early. We could have squeezed a little bit more on Thursday, but, thank God we did exit and took profit because it is currently at 211 right now. So that's just another reason why you guys should definitely join our server our Discord server if you guys are gonna follow our plays, is because if you stayed in this, you'd be down like probably 100% right now. I would not be surprised if those contracts were down about 100%. So just you got to be careful here and never get too greedy, right? We stuck to our plan. I had a 25% take profit. I took profit at 25%. I checked the chart the next day. It was up to like 219. It could have been like 50%. I don't care. I stuck to my plan, and that's what matters. And this is what happens when you stick to your plan, right? I stuck to my plan, and boom. Thank God I did, because we're at 211.60 right now. So just, always stick to the plan. But, just looking at KWEB here, dude, KWEB had a terrible day. Very, very bad day for KWEB. We had a huge gap down in the aftermarket, and I don't know why, to be honest. I really have no clue. There's no news, and if we go to BABA, I think it did gap down, but the gap down wasn't that significant. Definitely not as significant as KWEB, right? KWEB literally jumped off of the Empire State Building here and fell very, very far down to 28.82. However, I did check today after close on Big Money, and Big Money actually bought this dip. So I'm still bullish on KWEB, although I'm getting very close to my stop loss. But just remember, if you do stop loss out, you can always re-enter these plays. You don't have to sit there and hold it. There is no need for that. I might re-enter this depending on how it moves over the weekend. Like over the weekend, if we see like 28.50 and we open around 28.50, I'll hop out. I'll wait for a better entry, and then I'll re-enter. So you know what? If you get stopped out, you can always re-enter, and that's exactly what we did with TLT in the Discord, right? So if we look at TLT real quick, we can see that TLT definitely didn't have a good day today. But when I did re-enter this, it was on Tuesday, all right? And then it shot all the way up to a peak of around 93.43, and I got everything that I lost back. So I got stopped out of TLT about a month ago, maybe a little less than a month ago. That wasn't even a month ago. That was like a few weeks ago. Time flies. But I got stopped out around here, this area. I think 90 was my stop loss. So that hit, I hopped out, and then I re-entered on Tuesday and just took profit. And now I'm good again. I'm whole again from TLT, right? But looking at AAL real quick, if we jump over to AAL's chart, AAL is putting good pressure on its low of month, right? So if we go out to this chart, we can see that it has had some peaks, and those were some pretty big warning signs. But this is very good at pushing down here, right? And as it continues to push down, that's better news for us. So, AAL, I still have it to the downside. A lot of investors have it to the downside. It would be great if we could see these 10 levels from not too long ago. And I think they report earnings. Let's see. They report in 41 days. And this play is out till, I believe, September 20th. So we could honestly hope for a bad earnings here, but they were adjusted. If you are someone who does not want to hold through earnings, then do not do it. I suggest not doing it. The only reason I will for this play is because it's in 40 days and the contract expires in September. So I have time to reevaluate my position after earnings comes out, and it definitely has time to, recover to the downside if for whatever reason AAL somehow shot up from their earnings, which I believe is very unlikely, but you never know with earnings, right? They could come out with negative 400% and still go up. You literally never know. But jumping over to Landon now for some of our big money plays for today, and boy, oh boy, do we have a lot.
Oh yeah, Andrew, you know it. So for our first one, we have ticker symbol NEM. This is a put option contract at a strike of 37.5 with an expiration of 12/20/2024. The total premium count here is 624K and the total volume is 3K. And then for our next one, we have ticker symbol FXI. This is also a put option contract at a strike of 26.5 with an expiration of 6/28/2024 and a total premium count of 1.07 million and a total volume of 21K. That's actually a pretty high volume there, so I'm really liking that. And the premium count is high as well, so that'll be a nice one. And then following that, we have for ticker symbol NRG. This is also a put option contract at a strike of 70 with an expiration of 9/20/2024. The total premium count here is actually pretty high. It's 2.43 million, and the total volume is 7K. So that one should be a nice one. And then moving on from there, we actually have a call option contract. This one's for ticker symbol EXPE at a strike of 125 with an expiration of 9/20/2024 and a total premium count of 929K and a total volume of 1K. Um, nothing out of the ordinary. 929K premium count is not too high, not too low. It's more in that perfect area. So we definitely keep some eyes on that one. And then for our final one, we have ticker symbol KWEB. This one is a put option contract at a strike of 28.5 with an expiration of 6/28/2024 and a total premium count of 534K and a total volume of 10K. The thing about this one is the expiration date. It's a little closer, so it kind of gives us an idea that this is a short-term play. And the premium count isn't that high, so if you guys are in that long run KWEB call, I wouldn't be too worried here. But if you guys want to take some profit from this little bit of a reversal downwards we're seeing, that's definitely a nice play there. But moving on from there, we actually have. I wanted to go over GameStop real quick, and folks, this is why you got to stay away from these meme stocks unless you're willing to gamble. Because yesterday news got out that Roaring Kitty was going to live stream, and the stock just absolutely shot up end of day and aftermarket. But then to start the day in the pre-market, the stock absolutely dropped, and then continuing the day, it continued to drop as well. And then people were really betting on the fact that Roaring Kitty, once he went live, the stock would surge, but in fact did not do that. It did the absolute opposite. And that's why you have to be safe with these meme stocks because you just never know what's going to happen. Roaring Kitty, what he said in the live stream wasn't really beneficial. It was all kind of he was just kind of like from what I think is he was just basically trying to make it so that they can't really build a case against him. He was kind of like reassuring everyone that oh, you guys are on your own with these trades. So that's why we didn't really see much of a surge here. But other than that, back to you, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, he already made his money, right? He made his money, and who knows if he's still in it. I mean, this guy, he's a billionaire from investing $50,000. That's historic, right? So, at the end of the day, all this is a meme stock, and you should not be putting anything into this that you are not willing to lose. But just jumping back over to our KWEB play, like Landon said, This is a short-term play, 6/28/2024 expiration for a reversal to the downside. If you are holding this long-term, do not fear. This investor is just, kind of hoping for a short-term pivot to the downside, right? And that's fine, right? Same with FXI. FXI is another large cap ETF for China stocks. It kind of moves pretty similarly to KWEB, as you can see here, big gap down in pre-market. We have puts for this as well. Those are also short-term. So that still supports the fact that long-term investors are bullish on China stocks, right? And then for energy, or NRG, literally, energy as a sector is doing good this year. This investor, however, is bearish on it, and this expiration date doesn't cover the whole year. It's not out till January, so I wouldn't, be too bearish on energy here just because of one investor. I did pick up some long-term shares in XLE. Those are doing great right now, right? This is another energy sector, but for the short term, sure, it can have a reversal. For the long term, I do believe that energy is going to be doing very, very well this year. If we jump out to the month chart, right, we're at all-time highs, I believe. All-time highs, just like the rest of the market. So energy is something that will continue to do good this year. You normally have certain sectors do better than others in a year, right? That's just how the market moves. Like when your finance will be up 20% and tech will be, up to only 10%. When your tech will be up 30%, finance will be only up 10%. This year, I do believe it's energy, but at the end of the day, that's just an opinion based on how it's moving. I could be wrong, but I do think energy is a very nice move for the long term here. But for the short term, this investor's bearish, and that is completely fine. Do not fear. Just going back over our earnings report for this week, right? Lululemon had a surge to the upside. It's kind of starting to correct itself, but it did have a really good surge. NEO, perfect place to pick up some long-term shares. This stock price has been down since they reported earnings, and I would be a fan of picking up some shares here. We had no earnings on Friday, but I think, I don't know if I saw this earlier and if I was missing something, or I don't know. But if we hop over to GME's chart here, we can see that they actually did report earnings on Friday in pre-market. So that's interesting. It's not on our calendar for whatever reason. That might just be like a kind of a stunt by it. But who knows? GME, right? Just meme stock. I do not take it seriously because they are scheduled for Tuesday. So I don't really know what's going on over there, to be honest. But this earnings week is a little bit better. We do have an energy company that is a penny stock reporting. Who knows? Maybe you can, play some puts on a penny stock. I wouldn't do that because a lot of reasons why I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to get into it right now. But Tuesday after close, we have Oracle reporting. I'm going to be watching that pretty nicely. And then after close on Wednesday, we have Avgo. This is kind of under the chip stock set of companies, so I will be watching Avgo pretty closely here. We can definitely play some volatility come Thursday morning on it because earnings should bring volatility unless it's just, mid. We do have CPI year on year and month on month coming out on Wednesday. So Wednesday is a pretty big day. I would not miss Wednesday if I were you guys, but Thursday after close, we have Adobe and then RH. And then just this company who I'm not sure who they are, but, congrats to them for reporting earnings. Thursday, we have PPI month on month. So let's just keep an eye out for all these economic events as they will move the market, especially the CPI, right? Definitely keep an eye on CPI. We also have the Fed interest rate decision. So this is pretty big stuff on Wednesday. They have a lot of Fed meetings and just consumer price and everything coming out. I think the Fed did say that they do favor consumer price index to track inflation. So with all this paired together, Wednesday will be a huge day depending on how it comes out. Could be bearish, could be bullish. We won't know, but let's trade the aftermath of it. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning to the trading table. This has been Andrew and Landon, and we are releasing a mutual funds long-term video tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that.